Hey, 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 what's going on, people? It is Tuesday night. We are back with the brothers from the 818. My name is Dave, as you know. And I know it's been 2 weeks since we've been here with you, but you know who's in the house with me. What's going on, Caleb? Holla at.
What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Everything is good on this end. Love this, love the hat. I see you specialize. I mean, is that a DS on the top? And I see you rocking some new looks as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I got the DS on the top. I got the, little family crest on the side, little custom hat I hooked up. Yeah, man. The Lokes is, people think they for show. I'm telling them they for see. I need to be able to visualize. But yeah, just trying a new look, and people vibing off of it. It's working for me, so it's all good. Just trying something different because brother's getting older, man. Brother's getting older. Speaking of getting older, you just had a birthday, man. Happy birthday, Caleb.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Turned 49, man. I had an amazing birthday considering that it was a COVID celebration. I was sitting on the couch and the phone rings, and my daughter wished me a happy birthday. My oldest, right? And I'm like, all right, we chop it up a little bit. And then like 30 minutes passed by, and my wife tell me, hey, I need you to help me move something in the backyard. I'm like, this is strange. All right, okay. And my daughter's sitting out on the patio, man. It blew my mind, man. Best birthday gift I could have even had, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen that, man. I did know she was coming, and I know we talked about it in the morning, and I was like, I don't know if you know, so I ain't going to ruin it for you, but I knew that would be special.
Yeah, that was special, man. It was good to hang out with her, good to celebrate with her, good to just kind of chop it up and catch up. We talk on the phone, but it's not the same. It's not the same as having those conversations, those father-daughters conversations face to face. So it was really special.
I feel that.
Hey, man, and yeah, man, I'm already looking forward to 50. When you get there, you let me know how what I got to expect.
Well, part of my birthday gift to you, I promised 4 days of no disrespect.
Right. Thank you.
2 days ago. Mine is 2 days from now. As you know, I'm turning that big 5-0, so people at work looking at me like I can't even conceive what that looks like because ain't nobody there over 40.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, man, turning 50. I feel like these last couple of weeks and added some more grays to the crop.
I noticed that.
But
I
keep this low. You never gonna tell. That's just I'm gonna keep that low. I'm rocking the hat tonight, but it ain't because I'm trying to hide nothing. It's just trying to keep the glow off the top of the head, so to speak. But yeah, honestly, dude, I've been looking forward to turning 50 since I turned 20. Right. And not that I wanted to rush through them 30 years, but you was there, man. We had dreams of what would happen when we turned 50 and what life's gonna be like, and what we're gonna be doing, and how many kids we're gonna have running around, and grandkids running around, and doing the thing. And so it's something I've been looking forward to. I imagined I had more hair than I do now, but other than that, life's looking pretty good.
Hey, man. People think I'm lying when I tell them I'm looking forward to 50. I have already started planning. I know that I'm going to get a new vehicle next year, right? My own vehicle, not the family vehicle. And so I'm looking forward to that. If COVID and some whatever else in 2020, 2021 doesn't hold me back, it might be a destination wedding. It might be a conference room with all my friends and family, but I'm going to do it big. And I can't wait to reach that threshold, man, and join that 50 club.
Yeah, man. I'll hold it down for you for 361 days until you get there. But, I feel once you 50, 51, 52 don't matter.
I'm stop counting.
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate for the decade. Be like, how old are you, 50s? 50. Just add a plural to it.
Right, like the ladies when they are 21 plus, they just say, I'm in my 20s.
I'm in my 20s.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm 21 forever.
my girl keep telling me that she's just re-celebrating 29. I'm like, you wouldn't be my girl if there was a 2 in front of your number. So you might as well be honest. You know,
right. You're who you for,
sweetheart. Just recognize that, and that makes you a grown ass woman in my eyes. So we good. You know, I can take a little gray hair every here and there. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Just so y'all know out there, you know, me and Caleb been doing this since truly August of '83, right? So this year really we just finished our 37th year. We're heading into our 38th year. And his birthday is August 9th, mine's is the 13th, and we always celebrate them 4 days. So this episode today is really just, it's my way of saying happy birthday to Caleb. It's his way of saying happy birthday to me. And it's just it's a happy birthday episode. You know, we'll be talking about birthdays. We're going to be talking about memories. We're going to be talking about, you know, other people who share birthdays and just whatever comes up, and just going to have a good time and chop it up with you. So you good with that, Caleb?
Yeah, man, I'm good with that. So we're not talking Kanye West. We're not talking COVID. We're not talking presidential race. Or are we going to do that, man? Like people think that like we have segment to segment script out, and that's not how we get down. We get down, we turn on the recorder, and we start talking.
Right.
So yeah, I'm cool with whatever, man. I'm just glad that we're back because we took a week off. But I'm cool with chopping it up and celebrating this birthday week for us.
That's right. So just for the record, Kanye got pulled from the ballots. Let's get that out the way. COVID's still going on. I hear Orange County might fall off the map any moment now from being on the chart. And Biden chose Kamala, man. Yeah. So I feel good about that because, you know, I really want to say when they get elected, but you know how this political process go. But I know, you know, similar to how the droves showed up to vote for Obama, you know, the opportunity to vote for Kamala is going to be huge by certain segments of the population. And that could be enough. You know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's all I really got to say about that. I just couldn't, since Biden just announced it today that Kamala was the running mate, I was like, I got to say something. I can't just let it ride.
Right. Well, let me let you know, man. You know, Jamaicans, man, they are popping rum right now, man. They're drinking rum. They celebrating it because her father is Jamaican descent. Her mother is Indian, right? And you know, my wife reminded me, if you have, you know, just a percentage of Jamaican heritage, you know, then they welcome you and they consider you Jamaican. So, and so she said, Jamaicans, if she is elected, Biden is elected, she becomes vice president, then they're going to go over there and they're going to fill up the streets and they're going to go ahead and celebrate. I did think that it was interesting that not only did she go to Howard, but she also was in a sorority. She's an AKA, right?
Oh, right.
And okay. I can't wait to see the Trump campaign try to find some of that footage with her stomping and dancing in her sorority. You know how things come out the woodworks. The reason why you and me will never run for president or political office, right?
Because you ain't got to look that hard.
No. Yeah.
I'm thinking of putting Caleb Bell on the ballot. Really? Look at this. Never mind.
People will come out of the woodworks. There was some conversation about it being a safe pick, and I don't know if I think that it's such a safe pick. You know, I think that, you know, all right, maybe she'll get some women votes. Maybe she'll get the people of color votes, right? But it's still risky because of the climate that we're in today, right? And people might be like, I'm not sure if Biden's only going to probably run, you know, one term, right? And then she's best seated to for the presidency, at least in a Democratic Party, right?
Right.
And so people might be voting that way and be thinking, all right, let's not think near term. Let's think what it's going to look like in 5 years. Do we want to position Kamala to be the first African-American Black president.
Right.
I wonder what she's going to say too, man. You know, in that episode we had it. We talked about whether it's African-American or Black. I wonder what she would represent when if asked.
Yeah, that's interesting. And if she would answer truthfully, because, you know, unlike you and I, she's running for office, and
right.
you know, she's going, whatever her words say is going to impact somebody one way or the other.
Right.
But yeah, man, I think as I get older, I'm always willing to talk politics. But two people who don't get no airtime on this show is Kanye and Trump. So we're gonna end that right here.
Okay. Yeah.
And jump right into it. So yeah, man, you know, happy birthday. Sorry I didn't get to come over there and kick it with you. Hopefully we'll get to see you this weekend.
Yeah.
I've never done a 9-hour party, but when you're in the land of social distancing, you got to do what you got to do. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work out.
It'd be tough, man. I mean, if I don't make it to that, I mean, 9 hours is a big window, and so I should be able to get there. All right.
Right.
You're gonna share it. You're gonna share it on the podcast where people can come by and drive through and.
Yeah, nobody knows about this, man. So it's. But yeah, it's 9 hours, 3 p.m. to midnight. And it's just, you know, folks come through when they want. It's social distance, so I don't imagine it'd be more than 10 people or so here at a time. We're gonna be outside, and you know, bring your mask, and we just have a good time, you know. And who shows up, shows up. I'm celebrating the people that are here. And I don't really trip off birthdays too much, but I can't let 50 come and go. You know, 50 is big.
Right.
Look forward to it, man.
Right. You gonna have a DJ out there? OG Rock is gonna be out there. Or are you gonna be turning the tables?
Said he might come by. DJ Gumby is gonna be spinning the tables up until about 7 o'clock, and then I got G Train. I think you met her at one of my parties back in the day. She's my KJ. She's a karaoke DJ.
Right.
So she's coming out. I got some big screen TVs with the words and, you know, microphone, the whole nine. We're just going to do a little karaoke party and just have a good time, man.
And I'll be sipping tea all day. I'll be sipping tea because if I'm going to do any karaoke, I'll make sure my voice is right.
Go ahead and do that, man. I'll be sipping something. I don't know if it's tea.
That's right.
At least not the herbal variety. I got to pace myself, though, man, because, you know, 9 hours. A long time, and I ain't trying to be 7, 8 o'clock and David and they're passed out, you know, but the party's still going. So it'll be all good.
Yes, sir.
All good. So let's talk about birthdays, man. August 9th, I just started looking up some people, right? And, you know, if you find something interesting about any of these people, you know, feel free to chime in. But, you know, August 9th birthdays, I'm focusing on the 9th through the 13th. We'll start there.
Yeah.
So August 9th, Deion Sanders, prime time.
Prime time, man.
53 years old on August 9th. Think about that.
He's one of the best ever done it, man. It'd be hard for you to put someone else up there that did it better than him. I think he was the fastest man on the field whenever he stepped on the field. Yeah. And he just shut down the entire side. You know, people were afraid to throw at him. And something else is like, you know, personality wise, man, he is a character in his own right, man. He very confident, right? Kind of cocky, right? You seeing a trend here, man. Good looking like myself, right? You see a trend there, right? But primetime, man, he broke my heart, man. He won the Super Bowl with the 49ers, and then the next year he turned around and went to the Cowboys and won another Super Bowl. Right. And so that kind of hurt. That kind of stung a little bit. I used to watch him when he was with Atlanta, and then he came to us. I was celebrating, man. I was dancing, man. And then, you know, like the sports world would often do, right. You know, people chase that dollar.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, Deion's on the 9th. Curtis Blow,
brother, 61. Man, I think I shared. Oh man, so okay, pause the birthday thing. I have to acknowledge and just shout outs to the 5 bros we had on for the 2 weeks of the hip hop. hip hop, history of hip hop, state of hip hop. Amazing. I'm telling you, the crossover audience, I've been hearing from so many folks that I'm just would be shocked to hear from, that they were so much into it. And they're like, you got to do it again. You got to do another one, right? Because, you know, not only are you guys so knowledgeable, but the people you brought in really gave us avenues that we hadn't considered. And I was just like, this is coming, you like a senior citizen and Caucasian, for real? You know, that's what you're talking about? Right. So big ups to that. I just really want to put that out there. So for you 5 brothers that are out there, thank you, one, for being there with us. And we definitely look forward to doing that again. I didn't want to let this go too far without sending y'all a shout out.
Well, let me say something to that. You know, I think the beauty of that was the range of that group, right? We had Big Bat Rocky, who was 16, who is 16 years old. And then we had OG Rock, who was in his 50s, right? And then we had people who made music, engineered, produced music, DJ, right? And so everybody was able to talk about the industry from and share their perspective with knowledge, right? It wasn't just the guy across the street. Hey, what do you think about hip hop? No, these are people that actually was in the game or are still in the game. And so I think that the age and their knowledge, I was, like I said, man, I walked away learning a lot about the music industry, not just hip hop, but the music industry after listening to those guys, man. So I'm with you, man. I'm grateful for them sharing their knowledge and wisdom with us.
Yeah. And before we jump back to Curtis Blow, so Deion, you know, Primetime had a little music career for a minute.
Oh yeah.
So I don't remember if it was because.
Will you call it a music career? Do you think Shaq had a music career? Like Kobe had a music career? I mean, you know, a lot of people drop music, man.
He released an album. How about that?
And okay. All right.
More so than the other two, he hit the charts a little bit.
Okay.
Primetime was actually a club banger for a minute.
Right.
It was either the year he won with San Francisco, but it was the playoffs, or it was the year afterwards when he won with Dallas, but the playoff game was in San Francisco, right? Not sure which one, but I was out in the Bay kicking it with my boys for one of their birthday, and it was the night after the playoff game, or the night after the playoff game. And the song came on, Primetime, the DJ pumped it up. Oh, Primetime, we're going to do this. And Primetime's in the house, and whoop-de-whoop. And, you know, all the ladies start screaming, and the guys, Primetime, everybody's going off. And my boy, you met him, we're just going to call him by his last name, Cole, up in the Bay. He was like, F Primetime, right? Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And so one of my other boys was just like, Cole, hold up. He was like, what? And he was like, you know, shrugging over his shoulder and turned around, and Deion and like, you know, 4 other dudes bigger than him was like standing right behind us, right?
Unbelievable.
Cole's about 5'6". So he turns, he looks right at Deion, like, you know, up in the face a little bit. F Primetime, what you gonna do? And I'm sitting there in my head like, man, I do not need to get in a fight with Deion Sanders tonight. Let's just walk away. Let's just leave. So that's my little favorite Primetime story, man. That, you know, he was right there, but yeah, one of the greatest to ever put on some cleats and do the thing.
Hey man, one day we're going to get together and we're going to have a show just like this where we're just chopping it up, and we're going to share some of those stories,
right?
Some of those situations, some of those events that we were at, and just people won't believe that we had that experience, right? I get into that conversation all the time, and then sometimes I'm thinking, you think I'm lying? You think I can see it in your eye, because you're saying you think that I'm lying because I told you that story from last week, and you're like, there's no way that one person could have all of these interactions and these experiences, right?
Yep.
And kind of like Forrest Gump, right? Slumdog Millionaire, right? There's no way that you were there and you gain all this knowledge. But we'll have the show and we'll put it out there for everyone to check it out.
We're gonna do that. So, you mentioned Curtis Blow, Mac 10. You and him was born on the same day, same year, man. What you know about that?
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's Mac 10. He's a legend in his own right, man. West Coast, you know.
Yeah. Whitney Houston. You know, if she was alive, she'd be 57 now. May she rest in peace. But she was also born on August 9th.
Yeah, I knew Whitney. Now Mac 10 catch me by surprise, and when I think about we're playing basketball, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm with some big hitters there, man.
That's right.
And I don't know if we want to go down this entire list. I'm thinking maybe just some honorable mentions, man. Like on the 10th, August 10th, Antonio Banderas, right? Michael Bevins on the 11th. Mr. Hulk Hogan. Man, and Hulk Hogan was like a living hero, man, and when I was growing up.
Yeah.
People just think of him as an old man with a long ponytail. But Hulk Hogan, man, he used to for many years he was putting it down, and people were emulating him in their front yards, their backyards, and in their bedrooms, breaking beds and stuff, sending siblings and neighbors to the hospital. For real, man.
Yeah. You can't. Hulk Hogan's interesting. Do you know who Chris Hemsworth is? Does that name ring a bell?
It does ring a bell, but I can't picture him.
He played Thor.
Okay, yeah. I know who he is now. Yeah.
He's actually in talks to play Hulk Hogan in a biopic. So, I just kind of found that interesting doing some research.
Yeah, I could see it. See it. Yeah.
Hollywood and makeup, man. I mean, you can make the face look like whatever you want, and
green screen.
He done showed that he can get swole up. So
yeah,
that ain't no thing. Got to give a shout out to Viola Davis. She like Samuel, hit their stride of their acting career in their twilight, man. They was in their 50s, I think. Actually, Viola's only 54, so she was in her late 40s when she hit her stride. But, for all of you out there who are trying to still hit the big screen, don't give up hope, because, you just got to get that one big break and be willing to work for it. So I had to give a shout out to Viola Davis. August 12th, I got to mention Plaxico, man, just because, the incident that occurred.
What you talking about? Leos do foolishness, man? What are you talking about?
You said what?
Leos do foolish things, man. What are you talking about?
Sometimes, August 13th, my birthday, Fidel Castro, man, ex-Cuban, ex-leader of Cuba. Alfred Hitchcock, probably, before, what's his name? Peele. Which one did Get Out and Us? Is that Jordan Peele, right?
Jordan, yeah, his name is Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Before Jordan Peele, after Alfred Hitchcock ran the horror scene, what I'm saying?
Right.
He was doing his thing. A little shout out to Shawnee Davis. I don't know if you remember him. He was our first Black medalist in speed skating.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing, the Winter Olympics, I want to say 2012. That sounds about right. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think 2008 was summer. So 2010 was summer. So 2012, maybe, whatever it is. He was in there. And first Black speed skater that was a medalist from Chicago. Now, how many brothers in Chicago out there speed skating? Right? You still on ice and you ain't out running nothing. So I'm like,
that's what I was gonna say, man. In the winter, you might be on some snow, man, but you ain't going very fast.
Exactly.
Hey, we're in good company, man. Really, man, we are in good company. I know you mentioned it before as a lead in, but this is very special to us, right? We made a point for many years until life happened, to always spend a day somewhere between the 9th and the 13th. I think we'll still get it. I mean, we still have time this week, right? But for many years, we made a commitment, and if we were in the same state, within a couple 100 miles from each other, we just made it happen. And so I just say, man, let's just keep it going. We're in good company. We got 37 years, moving to 38 years, celebrating the uniqueness of our birthdays. You know, I wish that I hopefully will have another 38 years on top of this. But how old would that make me? Okay, yeah, that's about good. I'm good then. Yeah.
Yeah, 88 I could deal with. My pops is 87, so
okay.
If he's still doing this thing at 87, I feel like I'm gonna be all right.
Man, we have to have a conversation about life and death at some point too, man. Like, I don't know if I want to live to 102, but 90s, even 99. At 100, man, go ahead, man. Let's go do so. Let's try something else, man.
Right.
Let's do something
interesting. And I don't know how much it fits for that, but I want to be around as long as I can get around. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and her father just got diagnosed. He goes to the hospital for this, and they find that, and he gets that checked out, and they find something else. He's like, before I was going to the hospital, I was healthy. At least I thought I was. And now, I'm getting diagnosed with all this terminal stuff. But, he used to be a menacing figure. And she said he's like 5'3", 5'4" now, and he's shrinking. And, he has this and he has that ailment and that ailment. And she's like, I just want him to want to live. And I was like, I hear that. I do. And it sounds like he does. He's fighting. But I was like, a lot of men, when it gets to that point where things ain't working like they should, and you don't see the man in you that you want to see, it's time to hang up them cleats, And I'm not suggesting by any means that, a person give it up. Life is precious and you need to live it. But as for me and mine, as long as I can get around, I want to be around. If I got to be a burden or hooked up to tubes and this is that and the other, hey, God, let's just call it a day, man. I know you got something going on for me up there. Let's just get to it.
Hey, it is appropriate for our birthday week celebration, man. I mean, that's appropriate. That's fitting because I think about that too, man. I don't want to be a burden. I wouldn't want. I want to be able to take care of myself. Yeah. And my aunt, by marriage, she's in October. She's going to turn 99. Right, Iman's aunt is going to turn 99, and they're going to celebrate that. As you know, that I had another aunt that passed away a couple of years, and she was 108, 109 when she passed, right? And so, but she was going strong well into her hundreds, right? Cooking for herself, bathing herself, and drinking some Jack Daniels and some Budweiser. And the doctor told her, she had a pacemaker. The doctor said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Right. I ain't gonna tell you to stop drinking at this point. Hell, you already outlive everybody's expectations. So, yeah, man, that's fitting. But we'll get into that a little bit more because there's a lot of fear associated with death as well.
Yeah. So you talked about, Iman surprised you. Give me another birthday memory, man. I mean, whether it had to do with anything with you and I or just, you got 49 birthdays, any of them stand out for you right now?
Yeah. Just near future, near future. Right. Recency bias, right? I went to Jamaica in 2012, 2013. And by the way, man, let me do this, man. I got to give shout outs, man. There's so many, I don't know. I'm not going to name drop, but I have nieces, nephews, brothers, brother-in-laws, all within like the end of July and present day. I also, one of my brother-in-laws, we were fighting or battling we were trying to determine who's the oldest. The guys talk about the weirdest things, man. I really wanted to be the oldest son in the family, right? And if I'm not going to be the youngest, then let me be the oldest. Let me be the first or something, right?
Right.
And so he actually had me beat by a couple hours. He was born on the 8th in 71, right? And so that's my brother. That's my brother in Jersey. And it's crazy because we're so close. I have my brother-in-law, married to my sister, August 9th baby. I have a niece, on August 9th baby, right? I have another niece, August 9th baby. And so there's just something special about this time of the year. There's a lot of celebrations, a lot of birthdays that mean something to me, right? People are celebrating birthdays all the time. A memorable birthday was in 2012, 2013. I think it was my second trip to Jamaica, and we decided to make it a family trip. And so some members of my family was gone, and some members of my wife's family was gone, and we rented 2 big villas, right? And one was in the mountains overlooking the bay, and one was on the water, right? And on the 9th, we got together, my brother-in-law that was also celebrating a birthday, he was there, and we were just having a great time, man. And it's just not, anytime I think of what I want my birthday, I don't want craziness. I just want a good time celebrating with people that are close to me, that I love. That's probably one of the ones that I would put my finger on if it wasn't my daughter walking through the door just a couple days ago. How about you?
I got a lot of them, but for argument's sake or time's sake, it was either 94, 95. It started off really bad. It was just a bad birthday. I was like, we ended up going to San Diego Wild Animal Park. I was like, I don't even like zoos. And you were there, and I was like, come on, man, you know me better than this. Why are we here? This is BS. And I think we went to a movie, and I didn't even enjoy the movie, and it was hot, and I was just kind of miserable. And come to find out, y'all was working together, buying time, and ended up at the beach later, and all my people from Oakland, it came down, and we had like a beach party at Black Venice, otherwise known as Doc Wilder. And that was just cool because a lot of people went out their way to do something really nice, including people traveling from far away.
Right.
And so I remember that. And I got a little story to go with that too. But the other one, which I'm only saying this because Christopher might watch this podcast. In August, it was probably right after my birthday or for my birthday, me and his mom went camping up in Yosemite, and he was born 9 months later. So,
all right, yeah.
I'll tell him you was conceived in the woods, boys. So that's why you got so tall and you got that lion's mane. So
earmuffs, man, earmuffs.
Yeah, exactly. So when he hears that, he's just gonna shake his head and be like, "Man, I knew I shouldn't have subscribed." We might lose a subscriber on that one.
Not only should he not subscribe, he should have told his friends to subscribe as well. Now they got the story, and they're gonna be reminding him of that every August.
Right. So, do you remember this? It was I think we did that beach party for a couple years running. We just kind of made a theme of it. But we used to play football on the sand. It was 2-hand touch, remember? And the girls was playing, the guys was playing. And one girl that was there, she brought her boyfriend, and she was our friend, and she brought him along. And I think he tackled Bean.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2-hand touch. And I think he just laid her out like it was the thing to do.
A little bit more aggressive than he should have been at a beach, right? And then with a woman, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we all just kind of saw it. And I don't know if he was on my team or your team, but
Yeah.
we all eyeballed him for the next play and dislocated the brother's shoulder. I mean, we didn't grab it just to snatch it out, but he got banged up hard. He got hit into people and flipped in the air and got hit some more. It's like, you don't put your hands on somebody, man. We don't even know you like that, but right afterwards.
It's crazy, man, where these stories will go, man. You know, I was thinking of like some of the most prolific birthdays, right? One of them would be Iman's 21st, right? That birthday was bananas. And the way that it came about, it wasn't really organized and well planned, right? We knew somebody that knew somebody in Vegas, and we knew that we wanted her and her cousins to be there. But the way that it turned out was the person that we knew got us a private room and a club with an open bar, and so it's her 21st, and all of her cousins are there, right? Bananas, man. It was a great time. The other one I really did enjoy, who you just mentioned, Christopher, celebrating his 21st, ironically in Vegas as well, right? And so those stand out probably even more than you know, I love celebrating other people, man. I love bringing joy to other people. So probably more than even some of my birthdays. But my 50th, I'm gonna have my hands in it a little bit. I'm gonna make sure that it's what I want.
Right. No, you gotta do that a big. Truth be told, I was supposed to be in Venice this week. So August 2nd through the 12th, you know, I was on some Norwegian or Princess line, and you know, I had it all planned out. And it'll just be, again, I'm celebrating the decade, so you know it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna get it done. But when Italy became the hotspot, I redeemed them tickets quick. I was like, never mind, man. We want to give you a credit. No, I want you to credit my bank account. That's all we're gonna do right now. And they did, and that was cool. That was a blessing. So, but I think part of that too. I'm a working man. You're a working man. So most of our celebrations was whatever we could do. And it wasn't about the money, right? We just had fun and so forth. But, you know, ever since I could remember with Christopher, and I'm talking him like 5 or 6, was like, look, man, when you turn 21, I'm taking you and your homies to Vegas, and we're going to do it up. And, you know, I've never been to Vegas on someone else's nickel, right? It's always been, you know, what I wanted to do. And you know, when I go, I take a little change so I can go and have a good time on my own and blah, blah, blah. But I wanted him to have that kind of good time, right? Yeah. Not we only can play the nickel slots. I wanted him to be like, hey, what you want to do? You know, you want to go to the high rollers table? Let's make it happen. You want to go to this club? Let's make that happen. Whatever you want to do, it's on me. You know, let's just do it. And so, yeah, those memories will always stand strong. And you got 2 nephews, and I got 2 sons just coming up, man. And you know, they're gonna need another trip. So, you know, get that walker ready.
I ain't gonna do it the way, man. I'm gonna let them go ahead and hang out and have a good time, and I might be at the tables if the tables are open. But I did offer a niece who missed her opportunity, but I told her, you know, we could still go to Vegas and celebrate your 22nd, right? But she missed the opportunity. I have a sister-in-law who's about to turn 21, and I told her, I said, you know, tell me where you want it and who you want to, you know, what the guest list look like, and we'll make it happen. And so, you know, it's on them, right? If someone is saying, tell me what you want and I'll make it happen, right? And they know that I'm their big brother or big uncle, right? I got them, right? So what, you know, all they got to do is show up, and they got to bring their friends. I might, like I said, even although I'm still be in my 40s, right? I won't be quite 50 yet. I'll probably still hang out. I'll probably set it all up and still hang out at the table, man.
I hear that. That just to bring it up, I went that year with Christopher, and we did the party bus, right? Yeah. And had a good time. But literally at the end of the night, I was like, okay, I'm a little too old to be doing this. A couple years later, I went back to celebrate another birthday, and couldn't. I think he was there for that too. I don't think we made it. I think we abandoned the party bus after like an hour. It was like, nah, man, can't do this no more. Just way past my bedtime, and it's time to go. So that was it.
Hey, man, what did I tell you in the hip hop episode? Hey, man, you're going to stop putting my name. Get my name out of your mouth, man. Stop putting my business in the streets, man.
Man, I can't help that 98% of my dirt was with you, man. We an alibi. If you was there, I was there. We both guilty, or we both were somewhere else. And
right.
A special birthday I can't let go. I want to say it was 95, 96, 97, somewhere around there. We was in New York. We was on, anyone from New York watching this, they're gonna be like, you don't know nothing about nothing. But we were on that main strip. I don't think it's 7th Street or 7th Ave or something like that.
Where it had to be before that. I think it was before that.
Okay, maybe.
I think it was probably early 90s.
You might be right. Anyway, we was in one of the little malls. Had 3 or 4 levels and glass all around and blah blah blah. And this dude walked by with, this little girl and little boy and somebody else. And I think you turned around and you was like, man, that was Run. And I was like, it wasn't Run. I looked and I just saw the back of his head. I'm like, could be. And I think we followed that brother around for 20 minutes until he left. And we got outside and it was finally Run. He turned around. He was like, what's up? I was like, oh, man, big fans. Can we just get a picture? Yeah. And he replied, let's do it, right? And so I was like, man, and this wasn't cell phones and just flip out your camera. This was Polaroid, or not even Polaroid, but something Instamatic, right? It wasn't nothing digital happening. But yeah, he just replied. He was like, let's do it. And I still got that picture to this day. And I think his daughter, who's now Instagram famous, was a little girl then, and you could see her kind of looking up in the background. But that was a special birthday. Meet and Run, man.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you again, man, people are not going to believe the stories that we have because we've lived it, right? I tell these stories and people are like, there's no way that you met Run and then you met Sade and there's no way that you then went to see Scarface in the Bay and then you also seen him there the day before he announced that he was running. There's so much in our life, man, and I feel blessed, and I know that it's because God has looked at me and he's gave me some mercy and he said some grace and he said, all right, man, we're gonna forgive you for some of your wrongs, and we're gonna keep breathing life into you, man. Yeah. I responded to a birthday text, and I said, I can't believe that I'm 49 years old. I said, there's a lot of people that I grew up on the block that never saw 25, and I wasn't expecting to see 25 either. And for me to then go and do two tours in Iraq, and know that there are brothers in arms that didn't come back, or if they did come back, some of them are not here with us today, right? Mm-hmm. And here I am, 49, looking at 50, right? And I just feel blessed, man. I just feel blessed to be able to wake up and see the sunrise and hear my children giggles, right? And then every day is really amazing for me to be on this earth and for me to be able to still collect stories and share them with the people that I love.
Yeah, man, that's, I think we had a conversation recently where I commented about your comment, and I said that's called next level maturity. And I say that again, that we can look back, we can reflect, and, as they say in the movies or, on the street, we can pour some out for the brothers that's not here. I honestly feel 50 some days. You get up and you're just creaking a little bit more, you're walking a little bit slower. But when I was 20, I thought of 50 as, wow, this is going to be cool to turn 50. I'm going to be an old man and blah, 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 blah. And my kids call me, what's up, old man? And they be talking trash. That's called having teenagers in the house. I feel my years, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, this isn't senior time for me. I still have a mentality that, I want to hear some hip hop. I still have a mentality that I like to play Uno. I still like a good spades game. I still play tic-tac-toe with my sons. I still like video games. I went to a Hobby Lobby the other day and was looking around at model cars, right? Just things that are part of my youth that I used to do. And I'm like, I wonder if I'd still find enjoyment in that. So, for you youngsters out there, for, some of y'all old heads that passed this realm up, they say you're only as young as you feel. And some days I feel good and old, but heart-wise, I'm still the same cat. Still the same cat I was at 20 and 30 and 40, at least at the core. Hopefully I've matured a lot more. I've made better decisions. I have access to more capital and can do bigger and better things. I hope that the wisdom from a lot of these stories that we've lived gets me through the next situation, as I deal with, the youngsters or those that I mentor, even my children. I pray that, these stories that I'm pretty open about, right, teach a lesson and not encourage an activity.
Yeah. I'm there with you, man. That's called wisdom, and I don't think I shared with you. One of my homeboys that I work with, he had a tragedy in his family, and it hit home, man. It really hit home, and we don't use profanity, not even for color, right, on this podcast. But it really messed me up, right? And my heart was hurting for him and his family. And as when I think about his situation, I just wish that I wish that I would be strong enough to be able to come out on the other side. And I've seen you go through some stuff too, man, in life. And I've told you, man, I don't know where you find your strength. Well, I know where you find your strength, but I don't know if I could do it, right? And so that's that wisdom, man. That is these every day. I'm just kind of like putting things in my bag, man, and hoping that I'll be able to call on it when I need it.
And it'll be there. I think I know you. I won't say better than you know yourself, but at least just as well.
Pretty well, yeah.
There's things you wish that a person would never go through, and I wish a lot of that for you. But if it does happen, you find a new strength, and I ain't got to gas you up. Whatever you go through, I'm with you. It don't matter. We'll use the entanglement. We ride together. Best
hey, man.
whole life. I ain't gonna say bad marriage. We ain't married. Best friends for life, man. And when I hear people like my girl, she'll talk about her BFF, and I think they have a beautiful relationship and they truly have a bond. She says her BFF, and I'd be like, y'all amateurs. Y'all only known each other 12 years. You ain't even hit fire times yet, right? And but as time goes on, you hit more. And the longer I have relationships with people, the more you go through with them, and you find new strength, either through your own experiences or somebody else's, or what you experience with them. That's made me a better man. It's made me a better believer, a stronger Christian, a better husband, a better father, a better man altogether. And That's a combined experience, not only from what I went through, but what you went through and what others have gone through. And that's why we can take a moment and just celebrate, this as a birthday episode. Because, between us, we got 99 years of experience, man. When you think about it like that. And wow. It's a lot of dead fools out there, right? But as you get older and you're still walking upright, you pray that wisdom holds, because the lessons of yesterday will carry you through tomorrow. And as soon as you forget that, tomorrow no longer comes for you.
Whew. All right, brother. 99 years of experience, man. That is a lot of years stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
I haven't been thinking of it or looking at it in that way, right? But yeah, man. So we shouldn't make any more mistakes for the rest of our lives, man, right? You know what you said?
Well, let's start tomorrow, because I made a couple mistakes today. I don't want that to hold mess up our average. So
every day I want to be better than I was the day before, man. That's it.
Yeah. And you smile as you say that, but that's the real.
Yeah.
That's the real. You wanna
I may not achieve it, but I wanted it when I woke up.
Yeah, exactly. So at least make better decisions. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
Learn from the mistakes. And not even the mistakes, but learn from the lessons of yesterday. Some of those were because of mistakes, and some of it, you just came up, be like, okay, now I know that. And that's how we do that. So yeah, man, I'm owning all of these 50 years. I got 3 days. This is a Tuesday. So y'all watching, this will be Wednesday. So according to y'all, tomorrow, which will be Thursday, I'll be the big 5-0, man, and I'm more than looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Send my boy some love. Send my boy some love on the and send him a comment too.
Yeah.
Shoot him some love, some 50 birthday love.
And I'll shout you out too. You do that, I will definitely shout you out. So looking forward to that. So
Oh, wait. Before you pivot, hey man, you remember we used to we used to write like battle raps for each other on our birthdays, right?
You wrote me a battle rap? Oh, I can't wait. Let's turn my head around.
No. But we used to diss each other, right?
Right.
And then we used to, the first verse would be like dissing you, and then the second verse would be like all love, right? And we did that for a lot of years, man. I probably still got some in the garage, man, in the trunk. So yeah, man, people looking at this, hopefully they're looking at it with a big smile on their face, and maybe they could also recognize that we're two brothers from the 818, man. We just getting on every week and chopping it up and trying to keep it real. And this week we wasn't trying to talk politics or COVID or anything else. We just wanted to celebrate our birthdays, right? And celebrate some other people as well, right? And when I think about a birthday celebration and years, as the years start to add up, it's really a celebration of life and everyone that's there with you. My wife, every birthday, and I thought that she was kind of joking with me, but every birthday she calls her parents and she thanks them. All right, she thanks them for giving her life. All right, and it's amazing to see, especially since I thought it was like I thought they were trying to pull my leg when they said that she's been doing this for let's say 21 years. All right. That's how old my wife is right now, 21. I don't put her age out there. All right. And but every birthday she thanks them for giving her life. And every day, man, that's what it is a celebration of not only my life but the people around me that I hold dear, that is family and friends, and that I want to keep in my inner circle. And I think that I probably have, 20 people in my inner circle, right? Not a lot, right? Probably really the inner circle, when you get to the core, it's much smaller than that. But I have 20 people that I could pick up the phone and they would be like, "Where you at?" Right, I'll be right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inner circle, man, is like 4, right? 3.5. If you know, because that 4th one sometimes they just disappear on you. But inner circle is
halves.
Yeah, they have, man. It's like, I don't even know if I can depend on you like that. But if you need me, I'm there,
Right.
But, it goes back to something Renee said, years ago. She said, which was right after we got married. She said, I just need to know who's on the list. And I was like, what list is that? She's like, if something really goes down, who's on the list? So I was trying to play it safe. I was like, Big P, Ernest, he'll pray for us. Caleb, he'll pray for us. And, I mentioned a couple other cats. And she was like, no. I mean, something really just went down. I was like, oh, that list. Big P, he'll knock somebody out. Caleb, he'll put it to somebody, and it was really the same list. And it's just the older I get, we just ain't out there wilding out no more. But, at the core, I have a deep love for God. I'm down to pray for somebody anytime and pray with somebody. And I tell people up front, my prayers get answered. I don't know about y'all, but I got a connection. And, but there's that other side of me too that says, hey, we got to go handle some business. Let's handle it. And I'm too old to be out there throwing fights and this, that, the other. I'm not into that life anymore. But, if something need to go down, it just need to go down. But again, that's that inner circle. And that list is 4 deep. It's like 3.5, like I said, 3.5. And all of them too, and you on that list. So,
hey man, I was this is that Slumdog Millionaire and that Forrest Gump moment, man, because I was telling someone another story about when I was young and they just couldn't see it in me, right? They can't see that 818 in me, right? Because they feel like I'm too far removed. Man, 818 is always going to be in me, man. I think that no matter how many degrees I collect or how much experience and how much money is in my bank, that 818 is really my foundation. That is where I really learned to crawl, walk, and run, and sometimes run. And I was telling him a couple of stories about situations I got in. He just could not believe it. I'm gonna save those stories for the episode, right? Too old to be calling up the boys for any nonsense. Right. In order for me to call up the boys now, it's gonna have to be real.
Gotta be real righteous, yeah. Right. And I got a story, but you already told me to keep your name out my mouth, so I'm just gonna let it ride.
I got some stories too.
I know that's the problem.
Up in Oakland, right?
You want to share that? Okay, I got one.
All right.
So yeah, man, this has been cool. I got one more birthday question for you though. We talked about memory. You got a gift that stands out?
A gift that any gift of all time?
Like that you received on your birthday, anything that either you bought for yourself or a physical gift. I want to talk about something somebody did for you. You said you went on a trip to Jamaica and that was cool, but like a physical gift, anything stand out?
Yeah, well, I'm a golfer, man. So I bought myself some clubs a couple of years ago, but that's not what I'm going to share. Okay. A physical gift that I think that my wife likes to buy technology for me, right? And she likes our neighborhood audio video guy to come in and throw things up on our walls and too, right? And so that was a real cool gift because she bought me a new TV and some surround sound, and I was really surprised. I was like, I came in the house in the dark of the night. I was like, something is different. Let me turn on some more light, right? And my spider senses was tingling, and so that's a gift that jumps out. But you caught me off guard, man. Those two are probably recency bias, man. What's up? What about you?
Man, I knew I wanted to ask you. I was like, I'm just going to set him up so it gives me some time to come up with something. Nothing's really coming out. People say I'm hard to buy for because I have everything I want. And it's true. I'm a Raider fan. You can always go there. I like certain types of liquor. You can always go there. But I was thinking about, before I answer mine, those Dodgers seats. Were those a birthday gift?
Oh yeah. And so let me talk about that for a second.
Bring that up. Because I think of that gift and I'm like, man, that's next level right there.
Yeah. So the Dodgers have been going through renovations for the last 15, 20 years, right? Every year they pull out some old seats and put in some new ones. They shrink in the seats, then they're making them wider, right? They're shrinking the seats to get more people in the stands, and then they realize people will pay more for comfort, and then they'll expand them. So one year, my girlfriend, she bought me. She heard about Dodger Stadium getting rid of some seats, and so for people that haven't been paying close attention on this podcast, my birthday is August 9th, right? 8-9. And so what she did is she picked up an 8 and a 9 seat, side by side, still together, Dodger seats, went down there, picked them up, and surprised me with that. And ironically, I just recently took them from being beat up in the sun, and I actually put them in like a railroad tie and mounted them. So yeah, man, that one is that one will go down as a very special gift for sure.
Yeah. I'm still coming up short. I just remembered that one. But I'll tell you, another August birthday that I'd be amiss if I didn't bring up is Barack Obama is a Leo. He was born on August 4th. Barack Obama. Regardless of what you think about him as a president, he was cool as hell, and he was good people, and
he was cool as hell, right?
Yeah, he was like a Black Clinton, you know what I'm saying? Without the scandal. But anyway, there was a basketball game. I want to say it was Cleveland when they were playing against Oakland, and Barack showed up. And he was wearing a bomber jacket, a leather bomber jacket, and it had 44 on the sleeve.
Oh, that's tight.
And so I bought myself a Barack Obama bomber jacket with 44 on the sleeve. I was hoping it'd be here tonight so I could rock it for you, but it's not here yet. It should be here probably tomorrow or the next day, so I'll show it to you. But
that's tight, man. Yeah.
My birthday gift to me.
Right.
And then I know you mentioned that next year you're going to buy a car for yourself.
Yeah,
and so that'd be a nice birthday gift. This year, I put in an order for a car with no real intention of picking it up, and I was like, it's not going to be here till like December, so I'm not really worried about it. But it's probably going to show up like this weekend, and so it's like, put a brother to his chips. Now it's like, okay, it's here. Do you want it or not? And I could pass on it and just do it again another time, but it's kind of, it might be here this weekend, so I don't know if I want to pass it.
Happy birthday, man! Happy birthday! Enjoy that new car.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I wish I could really do it justice with a better gift, and I'm sure they're out there. I got this is a cool one that he still can't believe I have, but I don't know if you can see that real good. It's a Coca-Cola truck made of Coca-Cola cans.
What?
Christopher gave this to me, and product placement. I like that. Christopher gave this to me for, I think he was like 12, so it had to be like my 38th birthday. And, I've just always had it. So it's just all around. It separates,
Oh, that's tight.
It's just always been a part of my office, but it's actually, Coke cans. So little things like that. I got some trinkets and so forth from the boys, and anytime they give me something. It's always special. But yeah, birthdays, man. That's what this episode is about. Appreciating birthdays.
You know, my wife liked to buy me electronics, and so this is people tell me I'm hard to shop for as well. And so something that I would tell them or tell anyone that's trying to shop for me is don't, right? Just don't do it.
Right.
Or give me a gift card. I like to. People want to really personalize their gifts, right, for birthdays. But give me a gift card because I've gotten some bad gifts as well over the years that people will try to get, personalize and be like, get very creative, and I'm like, I'm never gonna wear that.
Right.
And so, or maybe it's not a tie or socks or something. Maybe it's a piece of something electronics as well. I'm like, that's that. I'm not that cat. But you thought I was, or you thought I would be into it because I like photography, right? At one point, I thought I was going to really pick up photography, right? And bought a very expensive camera, and so ironically, like photography stuff started showing up all the time, right? But like as a audio techie, is it okay for me to call you an? Oh yeah, we're 49. Nerd, right? As a techie, right?
We're 49.
You want to buy your own product and your own brands, and you want to be able to touch it and smell it and make sure that this is the one that you want, and not some knockoff or something that looks like the one that you've already been researching. And so for people that want to buy stuff for me, I would just say, don't even bother. Just go ahead and give me the money to Best Buy. Go ahead and give me the money to the golf course. Give me the money to Home Depot, wherever else you're thinking about going, and let's do that. Yeah. Hey, before we say goodbye, before we end this episode, we need to talk about Mike Tyson, right? G. I'll just say G. He Time Tyson and Tyson announced that he was going to be fighting. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank. He texted me and told me, he said, hey, we got to get together. I don't care how much it costs. We're gonna have to get together, and we're gonna have to watch it. I'm like, all right, you bet, because we cried together when Buster lucked out on Tyson, slipped on Tyson while Tyson was going through his the number of issues that he had at that time. So yeah. So if that happens, I don't care where we at, we're gonna have to watch that Tyson fight.
No doubt. I'm down. I'm in on that. I always got love in my heart for Tyson. He
might come out in crutches and wheelchair, but I'm still watch it.
Well, you saw that clip of him. It was just 10 seconds. But that was a lightning fast 10 seconds. He was doing it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's just exhibition, but it'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll leave that there. But yeah, I'm down to definitely look at that. So
yeah.
So I got one thing for you before we close out. But before we get to that, you know how we do, man. What you been listening to for the last 2 weeks? Because, we ain't really got to chop it up.
Today, right, smack dab in between our birthdays is the birth of hip hop, right? It's the birthday of hip hop, August 11th. Right? And some of the cats from our last podcast mentioned that too. Reminded us or sent out some text this morning telling us that for everybody that was on the podcast, here's to you, and they were doing some virtual celebration, right? And so that got me thinking. Run DMC, LL Cool J, KRS-One, usually Rakim, right? and Public Enemy. I'm simple, dude. That's what I'm listening to. I would listen to all of that. And I try to make sure that I'm listening to some hip hop in preparation of our podcast, because I know you're going to ask me. So What are you listening to?
Man, I went back to the ladies this week. I pulled out some old MC Light.
Oh yeah, I listened to MC Light. Yeah, last weekend.
I really liked her production, and it's like on the tip of my tongue who was doing it. I want to say it was Timberland, but I don't even think so. But whoever was doing it was just on it, especially for the time. So whoever's watching this, maybe you just throw it in the comments and correct me. Oh, that wasn't Timberland. It was such and such. You ain't no hip hop head. All right. So anyway, MC Light was one of them. The other was Lady of Rage, man.
Lady Rage.
Rough and tough with my Afro puffs. Rage. She said, oh, now I can't even think of the lyric, but she put something together. I flow like the monthly. You can't cramp my style. I was like, when I was younger, that I didn't even catch it. Right. But when I heard it today, I was like, oh man.
That's PG-13, man. That's
yeah.
PG-16, yeah.
So yeah, that was in there. And then the other one that I just listened to, I'm not a fan of really either of them, but I wanted to check it because I was following some news reports. Cardi B and is it Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion? Is that they have that one? The UAP. And they're basically getting flack for it for being female rappers talking about the things they're talking about. And they were basically like, please, if we were dudes, y'all would just, be club banging it out. Why does it have to be the double standard and so forth and so on? And, all press is good press when it's like that. And so, the song is climbing the charts. I listened to it. I was like, whatever, I guess. I mean, it's raunchy, but yeah, it's no more raunchy than you would hear, whatever you would hear with Luke or pretty much any artist today, because that's all they talk about.
Right. And that's Cardi B anyways. I mean, what if you expect to listen to Cardi B and expect to hear something different, then you don't know who Cardi B is. By the way, Black is King. You check that out?
I have not checked it out yet. It's on my list. I've been so busy with school. Now I'm off for 2 weeks. I'm off of school for 2 weeks.
Right.
Just don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to check out Black is King.
Hey man, let me just give you some context to everybody. He's off of school for 2 weeks, but he still has to work. Like, I mean, some people think like he's off of school, so Dave is going to go to Italy, right? Because you were supposed to be in Italy, right? No, you're going to work because that trip is canceled.
And plus, school's about to start. So, I mean, school, I'm in education, so school's about to start, and I still got to work. But I'm out of school, attending school right now.
Well, I have a suggestion for you for Black is King. Watch the movie. All right, it's just a long movie. It's just a long music video. All right, watch the movie, and then you'll be like, okay, now when you listen to it in your car, then you'll know which ones you want. But she really did give a lot of love to some African artists, which I really appreciated. There's a lot of fashion, there's a lot of culture there. It's a family album as well. Her husband's in there, her daughter's in there, at least Blue Ivy's in there. She's holding some of her other children as well in some of the clips. But the locations are amazing, right? And so check that out for sure. And I wanted to also say this also, man, I know we've been closing out, man. How long? I don't even know how long we've been doing this, man. Okay. But at some point, we're going to have to talk politics. I know you don't want to talk politics, but at some point, we're going to have to talk politics as we get closer. I know that the Democratic convention, the Republican convention are coming, right? And we're going to have to talk about it. And if I'm going to be true to myself, I want to talk about it too. I want to be able to at least share my opinion about what's going on in the campaign.
No doubt, man. And don't get it twisted. I love to talk about politics. We can do politics all day long. What I was trying to say earlier is I'm not just going to talk about Trump for Trump's sake. If we're going to talk politics and his name come up, sure, let's do it, because he's part of that landscape, and we need to discuss him as part of that landscape.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't because I'm trying to give him any airplay. Yeah, we definitely, as that time gets closer, we definitely got to do that. I know we got some interest out there from some folks that really want to come and help us, navigate those waters. And so I want to make sure we bring them on board as well. That's going to be powerful. So, and I put in a call to Barack. Maybe he'll come on. He was on Michelle's podcast. I figure if he hooked her up, maybe he'll hook us up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I'll put a call out.
It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot.
So we'll see what's going to happen. So yeah, so that's what's up. That's what we've been listening to. That's what we've been doing. Like we said, this is the brothers from the 818. Where we from, Caleb?
91331. When we have other guests on, man, why haven't they represented that way, man?
I don't know. I'm still thinking of Little Ritz from the 07224 or wherever she was from. She was representing hard. But yeah, we talked about it all episode. We just two bros from the 818 to love to get together. Y'all know that. We missed y'all last week, and we're going to try not to do that again. We have committed to one another to do this. Hey, make sure you click that subscribe button. Our followers are steady growing, but between the two of us, we have way more friends than we do subscribers. And I'm like, where y'all at? What's going on?
Right.
But if you find the content,
family, for sure.
Yeah. If you find our content interesting, and you want to keep it coming, just click that subscribe link and click that follow button. You can find us on Twitter at 818 Brothers. We're on Instagram, Brothers from the 818, YouTube, Brothers from the 818. We're streaming on Apple Music, Google Music, Spotify, and about 7 other streaming channels. And we just want to give you raw and real conversation. Today, we just wanted to chop it up a little bit. This is a special week for both Caleb and I, because we're just celebrating their birthdays. We were born 361 days apart. And you can't convince me that we're not brothers by blood or otherwise. And we're just, that's my man, that's my boy, and we get out like that. So happy birthday, man. I got a little something for you. I poured this right before. I just want you to see the logo on it. Respect the team, man. So I want to do a little shot with you. For our birthday, and that's about as risky as we're gonna get on this episode.
I'm representing Jamaica with the Harris announcement, man. I know her father has Jamaican descent. My wife is from Jamaica, Jamaican born. So here's to happy birthday to you, brother. Happy birthday, and to many more, man. I love you, brother.
Love you too, man. That was not water. So anyway, and to all of y'all, that shouts for y'all as well. Hey, any August babies out there, big ups, big shout outs. We love a Leo. And if you live with a Leo, hug a Leo, hashtag hug a Leo. And if their birthday is coming up, buy a Leo a big gift, hashtag that too. And anything else you want to come up. We say it all the time, but I love you, man. My life would not be the same without you in it. And I'm truly looking forward to the 38 more years that we talked about earlier.
All right, brother. Love you too, man. Peace out.
Peace out. And love y'all. We're going to say peace.
Peace.